All right. We'll open up for questions for Snit. We'll start down here with Mark.
Snit, when it came to Kyle and Jesse, was it just that they weren't ready? I know with Kyle, he needed extra days. Is that play in the decision as well?
Yeah. Kyle's not right. He had an MRI yesterday and didn't. I mean, he's going to have a procedure done in order to get him right, and they're going to confer with the doctors and decide exactly what it is. But you could tell he wasn't right when the last 3 or 4 outings in the regular season. And it just wasn't going to be. Jesse too. Jesse missed 3 months, and he wasn't throwing like he's capable of throwing, pretty much.
Next question. Come down here, Justin.
Snit, when you look at Tonkin, how much could a little bit of extra rest this last week help him after kind of a rough end to the season?
Yeah. Well, no, I think it was good. I mean, he threw the ball well in the scrimmages. On his part, he's a guy that he can throw 3 innings and then throw the next day if you need him to. So I think that's the value that he brings, is not only the versatility, but just the fact that he's durable.
Dave, front row.
Did the extra day rest in a short series allow you to go with maybe 1 pitcher fewer than you might for the next round?
I think so. That we're just looking at all that, and we liked having, adding Grissom too with his versatility and an extra bat off the bench. He can run, do a lot of things for you. But we just kind of looked like with all the days off that we got, we should be able to get by.
And Dave's Bell, he showed enough obviously in the inter squads.
He pretty much pitched his way on over the inter squads. We threw him back to back, and it was as good as it was when we called him up early on and really liked him, but it was just pretty much the stuff that he showed.
Next question, second row, in the middle.
Hey, Snit, for Kyle, the procedure, is there a chance he'll be ready for spring training next year? Or
no, I don't think so. You know what? I think what they're talking about doing, and like I say, this is all for him to discuss with the doctors. I mean, it's something that, looking at it, he's going to miss next year.
Next question. Back to Justin.
And I mean, he was a guy who won 21 games last year. How much do you just hate the news for him?
I hate it for him. I mean, it was, it's a tough decision, number one, when you have to tell him he didn't make the roster, but the reason, and then I think he wants to get everything taken care of then. And I hate it for the person, just because the kid wants to be out there coming off a year like he did last year. I know it killed him all year to not be out here, and it's hard. And there's something going on, and they found it yesterday.
Okay, next question. Anything else? You're going to go in the back there, in the middle.
What's your breakdown on Ranger Suarez? What do you tell the lineup about how to approach?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, he's a tough ride. He always is for us. So, hopefully we can do what we've been doing and put some runs on the board early.
Going to go to Kelly here, front.
Speaking of that lineup, you did shuffle some things around. The thought behind moving Riley up is...
Just, they're a lot of their heavy leverage guys are left-handed, and it just trying to get the right-handers up there more. I mean, it's something, what we've done in the past in this is postseason. This is different than the last 162 games we played, and a big part of their bullpen are left-handed guys.
Anything else for Snit? Okay. Thanks, Nick.
Okay, thank you.
Max, what was the most encouraging thing that you drew from Tuesday's appearance, or those 5 innings you threw?
That I was able to go out there, throw, get up 5 times, keep my arm going, and just face some guys, feel like I was in some kind of a competitive environment and coming out healthy. I mean, just coming out feeling good and ready to go. I think that was the most important thing.
Sorry, are you tired of talking about the blister though? I mean, was it wearing on you?
It's kind of been a narrative that I've had throughout my career in the big leagues. Something that I've had to monitor and just kind of deal with and battle through. So it's part of it.
Max, Snit just told us that unfortunately Kyle's going to have to be shut down for all of 2024. What do you say to him as a friend, as a teammate, just to battle through something like that?
To be honest, that's news to me. So I don't know too much about the details, but I know that I rehabbed a lot with Kyle throughout this year. We spent a lot of time together. He worked extremely hard to try to come back and battle, and I know he wanted to be a part of this run and into this playoffs, and that's what he set his goals out to be. So just to hear that he's not going to be with us throughout the playoffs, it's really, disheartening just for him. He's put in so much work and he's grinded. So to hear that, you feel for him, but I know that he's one of the hardest workers that I've seen. He's going to do everything that he can to make sure that he gets back to form and be able to compete and have success here for a long time.
Max, would the cooler, kind of drier weather help or hinder the blister? It seems like in the past it's kind of helped it, but I'm not certain.
Yeah, I think any time that, for me personally, when it's not as hot and humid, my skin doesn't get as sweaty and soft and be able to kind of rip. So it definitely, the cooler environment definitely helps. But it's one of those things where it just kind of pops up. It wasn't all that hot in Washington when it happened last. So something that, like kind of every start that I've had in the big leagues, just something you got to monitor and just kind of pitch through. Do your best you can to be the same and just make pitches realistically.
Snit was saying the other night you can barely even see the blister anymore.
Yeah.
How much has it improved over these 2 weeks? And by wearing that Band-Aid, did it look any different after Tuesday's outing than it did before?
Right now it's, as far as visuals and the way it just feels like my fingers healed and it's back to normal. As far as the Band-Aid, it's just more of been a precaution of the times that I have thrown and being able to have that kind of friction on the ball just to kind of protect it and give it as much time for the skin to heal as possible. So we've just been leaning on the more cautious side, realizing that this is kind of what we're waiting for, and for me to be as healthy as possible going into the playoffs.
Max, after opening up the playoffs last year against Philadelphia and not feeling particularly well, can you reflect on how fortunate you must feel to be relatively healthy now?
Yeah, obviously not the most ideal situations coming in. Not all the way healthy, missing some time going into the playoffs, but physically, my body and the way that I'm feeling this year versus last year's, night and day different. So I'm feeling really good. I feel strong. Obviously don't have too many innings on my arm this year, so I'm just getting excited to get back out there and kind of just leave it all out there and, kind of just go to battle with my guys.
Thank you.
I'm curious if people offered you their home remedies about trying to fix your blister or things like that.
I've gotten a few different ones. Maybe a couple that I probably shouldn't say here, but yeah, no, we've kind of just been throwing everything we can at it, from home remedies, something as just as much as pickle juice to some of the medical equipment that we have. So it's just more of everybody's body reacts differently, and you just have to try to find what works for each individual.
Okay, Max, blisters aside, everything aside, you're facing a team that you've seen a lot, and they mean something very different at this time of the year. What changes as far as a mindset, as far as an approach? How do you go into it?
You just have to. It's a good one because obviously there are no secrets. I think I've faced this Phillies team just about more than anyone in my career. They know what I have. I know what they have. There's no secrets. It's just toeing the rubber and executing and throwing the pitches that I need to, and just whoever executes the best that day. And I know that they're not going to give me anything. They're extremely disciplined. They're great hitters, and they play well, and they play good baseball, especially when it matters most and they need to win. When they need to shorten up and go the other way, they do that. If they need to go for a long ball, they're able to do that. They're extremely versatile, and you have to bring your A game to be able to navigate through that kind of lineup and give your team a chance to win. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Matt. Kyle Wright struggled all year with the shoulder. Now he's going to have to, Snit told us he's going to have surgery and miss next season. How tough is that for a guy that was your 21-game winner a year ago and his kind of breakthrough season?
Yeah, obviously you feel for Kyle. I know he worked hard to try to get back and feel right this year. Like you said, 20-win guy, you don't just stumble across that. So we know the kind of guy Kyle is and the stuff that he has and what he means on the mound for us. But, stuff happens and the health is the number one thing. So, they tried to avoid it and see if it was something he could work through. But, clearly it's something he needs to get fixed and have healed properly. So, sucks that he's got to miss next year, but the overall long-term health is number one. So hopefully he gets right, and we'll see him the next year.
Next question. Kelly?
Matt, a lot will be made of this lineup shuffle coming into this game, but what are your thoughts on seeing Austin hitting in front of you instead of behind you and Ozzie being behind you?
Yeah, I think we feel confident in any way we are shaped up out there. It doesn't, end of the day, it doesn't matter too much what slot you're in. You got to go have a good at-bat, and if it's able to, mix it up and kind of change up, make some matchups harder, then, it doesn't matter too much to us.
Matt, this offense did some incredible things this year. I know you said on the final day of the year it's kind of all back to zeros at this point. How big was this week, the preparation of those practice games, and maybe how different was it than what you guys did a year ago to get prepared for this first round?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. We came and treated it like a game. I thought everybody's focus and energy was good. You live and you learn. Last year was new for everybody, having the long time off. Sure, you can point to a bunch of things as why we lost last year, but to be able to mix it up and kind of keep the game feel going, I think should help.
Hi, that was my question, Matt. But what's your view on Ranger Suarez and how the team is prepared to face him?
Obviously a good pitcher. Moves the ball around well, mixes stuff up, knows how to pitch, and a guy we've seen a few times. So hopefully we come in with a good plan and hit some mistakes.
Hey Matt, Ozzie missed last year's postseason due to injury. How huge is it to have him back for this season? For this postseason?
Yeah, we know Ozzie's a special player. Provides a spark on the bases and the field when he's swinging. He can hit some pitches that nobody else can. A fastball at his face or curveball that's about to bounce. You can put a good swing on it. So it's a tough guy to game plan for. Obviously a dude who's a big part of our lineup, and glad to have him here.
Matt, having Max healthy after last year against Philadelphia, how big is that, having him?
Yeah, same thing. Max is one of the best starters in the big leagues, one of the most consistent, in my opinion. A guy who doesn't just go out there and rely on one pitch or anything. He's able to read the game, read the flow, read the swings, and adjust his stuff and his process based off that. So he's a pro on the mound and a guy we love having the ball.
Matt, we've gotten to know Spencer, obviously see the competitor that he is, but what have you learned about him and why tonight this is the moment he's ready for and certainly looking forward to, which we heard from him yesterday?
I mean, since the day he came up, he's proved that he's ready for it. You see the electric stuff that he has, but like you said, he's one of the best competitors I've played with. Very regimented. Knows exactly how he wants to attack guys, knows exactly how to get himself ready, and glad to have him on the mound.
Thanks.